Good day, everyone. Today, I'll be introducing you to a field that's reshaping industries and driving sustainability: industrial biotechnology, also known as white biotechnology. Imagine factories that don't rely solely on soil, metals, and high temperature reactions, but on living systems like microbes, enzymes, and biological catalysts that can convert renewable resources into valuable products. That's what industrial biotechnology is all about. So, what is industrial biotechnology? It is the branch of biotechnology that uses biological systems such as microorganisms, enzymes, or cells to produce industrially useful products, materials, and energy. Instead of depending on fossil fuel, industrial biotech harnesses renewable raw materials like plant biomass, agricultural residues, or even waste to create chemical fuels, bioplastic, detergents, and pharmaceuticals. So, biotechnology is an application of life sciences to industrial productions, combining biology, chemistry, and engineering to make cleaner and more efficient processes. Why does industrial biotechnology matters? Because industrial biotechnology addresses some of our biggest challenges: sustainability. It reduces dependence on fossil fuels and cutting greenhouse gas emissions. Efficiency. Biological catalysts often work at lower temperature and pressure, and it saves energy. Waste reduction, fewer byproducts, and more circular use of materials. And of course, innovation. It opens door for biorefineries, green chemicals, and bio-based products. For example, bioplastic made from renewable starch or agricultural waste. It can replace petroleum-based plastics, and it helps reduce pollution. So, what are the key components of industrial biotechnology? So, industrial biotechnology stands on four major pillars: biocatalyst, metabolic engineering, bioprocess engineering, and renewable feedstocks. So, in biocatalyst, enzymes or cells that use speed up chemicals reaction efficiently. And for metabolic engineering, it modifies microorganisms to act as mini factors that produce fuels, chemicals, or medicines. In bioprocess engineering, it designs and optimizes fermentation, separation, and purification system. And for renewable feedstock, it uses biomass and waste materials instead of fossil resources. So this component works together to create what's often called a biorefinery, where raw biological materials are turned into valuable industrial products. So what are the applications of industrial biotechnology? So it has a wide range of applications. For example, biofuels. It produces ethanol or biodiesel from sugarcane, corn, or algae. Bioplastics, making biodegradable plastics from starch or cellulose. Industrial enzymes. It uses in detergents, textile, food processing, and even leather. Pharmaceuticals, producing insulin, antibiotics, and vaccine using microbes. And of course, environmental biotechnology, cleaning pollutants and treating wastewater using microorganisms. This application shows how versatile and impactful biotechnology is across multiple industries. So, what are the roles of chemical engineering in industrial biotechnology? As chemical engineers and future professionals, our role is very crucial. Industrial biotechnology needs people who understand both biology and process design to scale up reaction from the lab to factory. So, chemical engineers usually handle bioreactor design and control, downstream purification, process optimization, cost analysis, and sustainability evaluation. So, this field is perfect blend of engineering, chemistry, and biology. So, what is our future outlook? So according to PBio, industrial biotechnology could contribute to nearly 40% of total economic value of biotechnology by 2030. Countries like the Philippines can benefit through bioethanol production, coconut-based biochemicals, and waste-to-energy technologies, aligning perfectly with sustainable development and goals. To wrap up, industrial biotechnology is not just science, it's a movement toward a cleaner, smarter, and more sustainable industry. By combining biology with engineering, we can reduce pollution, create renewable products, and design processes that work with nature and not against it. And as this quote say, engineering biology for a sustainable future. Here's Aaron to introduce fermentation technology in bioreactors.
Fermentation is a process of converting sugar acid or into acid or alcohol. In simpler terms, it involves using yeast to transform sugar into alcohol or using bacteria to produce lactic acid in certain foods. When biotechnology is incorporated into this process, a bioreactor is used for large-scale production. A bioreactor is a device that allows living cells or enzymes to utilize low-value substrates to produce valuable products. It is widely used in various applications such as waste treatment, fermentation, and the production of pharmaceuticals. There are two main types of fermentation processes: aerobic and anaerobic fermentation. In aerobic fermentation, the key feature is that it requires an adequate aeration. Uh, for example, a supply of sterile air, which is typically around 60 times the volume of the medium, along with an effective steering and mixing mechanism. While in anaerobic fermentation, aeration is not usually required, although it may be necessary initially for in-column buildup. The mixing device is often unnecessary because the gas produced during fermentation provides sufficient agitation. At the heart of the system is the fermentation vessel itself, which holds the culture medium, a nutrient-rich mixture that supports the growth of the living cells being cultivated. Everything entering this vessel must be sterile to prevent contamination, as even a small impurity can ruin the entire batch. One of the most noticeable components of a bioreactor is the agitator system. This consists a central shaft with rotating blades or impellers powered by a motor. The impellers play a critical role in ensuring thorough mixing so that every cell receives an equal supply of nutrients and in aerobic systems, oxygen. For aerobic processes, air is introduced through a sparger, a ring located at the bottom of the vessel that releases sterile air bubbles into the medium. The impellers then break these large bubbles into smaller ones, maximizing the surface area for oxygen transfer into the liquid. For the next topic about enzyme technology and its applications, Mr. Mazo will discuss it.
Moving on to the next lecture, presenting one of the most fascinating areas in industrial biotechnology, which is enzyme technology. Enzymes are nature's catalysts, and through biotechnology, we have learned to harness their power cleaner, faster, and more sustainable industrial processes. Now, what is enzyme technology? Enzyme technology is simply the application of enzymes, which are biological catalysts in industrial processes. Unlike chemical catalysts that often need high temperature or strong acids, enzymes work under mild conditions, reducing energy use and environmental impact. That's why enzyme technology is central to sustainable manufacturing today. Next, production and immobilization. Industrial enzymes are mainly produced through microbial fermentation using bacteria or fungi in large bioreactors. To make them reusable and more stable, enzymes are often immobilized, for example, trapped in gates or bound to solid supports. This allows industries to reuse them for multiple production cycles and saving both cost and time. Recent advances like protein engineering and directed evolution let scientists design enzymes with improved stability and activity. Now, we can use AI tools to predict and build new enzymes before testing them in the lab. This innovation moves us closer to a future which all major industries rely on biocatalysts instead of harsh chemicals. So, next slide. So, moving on to the major industrial applications, enzymes are used across many industries. In the food industry, amylases convert starch into sugars and proteins help make cheese. In textiles, cellulases are used for the stonewash look in denim. In pharmaceuticals, enzymes like penicillin, acylase, help produce antibiotics. And in biofuel, cellulases break down biomass into sugars for ethanol production. Next, one of the biggest contributions of enzyme technology is its role in sustainability. Enzymes replace harmful chemical catalysts, allowing industries to operate under mild conditions, using less energy and water. This supports green manufacturing and aligns with global goals for environmental protection and sustainable production. Enzymes also help promote the circular bioeconomy, where biological waste can be reused or converted into valuable products. Despite their many advantages, industrial enzymes application face rebuild challenge. Production and purification can still be expensive, especially for highly specific enzymes. Some enzymes are sensitive to heat, pH, or solvents, making them unstable in large-scale reactors. Strict, strict regulatory requirements for pharmaceuticals and food-grade enzymes can limit commercial application. Overcoming these barriers requires collaboration between biotechnologists and chemical engineers. Research in enzyme technology continues to evolve rapidly. Scientists are now using AI and computational modeling to predict enzyme structure and design better catalysts even before they are made in the lab. There, there's also exciting work on nanobiocatalysts where enzymes are combined with nanoparticles to increase surface area and performance. Newer techniques in synthetic biology and CRISPR gene editing allow us to create customized microbes that can produce multiple enzymes in one system, improving yield and efficiency. Now, to wrap up this presentation, enzyme technology is more than just a scientific tool. It's a bridge between biology and chemical engineering. It transforms how we produce energy, treat waste, manufacturing medicines, and process food. With continuous innovation, enzyme-based processes will play a vital role in building a greener, more efficient, and a more sustainable future. As of now, Marcus will be the one who will discuss the next lecture, which is biofuels and bioproducts. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Let's talk about something hot, eco-friendly, and surprisingly made of microbes. Yep, we're talking about biofuels and bioproducts. So, what are biofuels and bioproducts? Think about biofuels as the green cousins of gasoline. Same energy, less guilt. And bioproducts? They're like eco versions of your everyday items, like plastic, detergents, and even fabrics. All of these come from renewable stuff like plants, algae, and hardworking organisms, and never ask for overtime pay. Here's what fermentation steps in: the magical process that turns sugar or waste into useful products. In aerobic or anaerobic conditions, these microbes eat, burp, and give us ethanol, biogas, and other goodies. It's basically a microbial party in a fermenter. Except, instead of hangovers, we can get clean energy. Now, why do we care? Because this is biotechnology becomes the superhero of the planet. Biofuels help reduce greenhouse gases. Less smoke, more hope. They reuse agricultural waste, meaning your leftover sugarcane juice might just power someone's motorbike in the next month. And that's we call sweet ride. For example, Brazil turns sugarcane into ethanol fuel. Some companies use bacteria to make bioplastics, like nature's version of Lego bricks, but guilt-free. And yes, even cow poop in the Philippines is used to make biogas. So next time you see a cow, remember, it is not just cute, it is a reactor. Mwah! So in short, biofuels and bioproducts show how industrial biotechnology isn't just about labs and test tubes, it's about making our world cleaner, greener, and slightly weirder. In a good way. Let's give up for the microbes. Woo! Tiny, tireless, and totally saving the planet one fermentation in a time. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something today. And this is Industrial Biotechnology, and see you all next time. Bye-bye!